All computer users and experts must have thought at some point of time if there is a way to do things faster on their computer, which in turn will help them increase their overall efficiency. Using keyboard shortcut is one of the ways to achieve that. Keeping that in mind, I am starting this video series on Excel shortcuts, and I recommend you to watch this and the subsequent videos till the end so that you don't miss any of them. Without taking any more time, let's start the video. Hi guys, welcome back to Tech Reflections. I am Vikram and today we will learn Excel shortcuts. There are many Excel shortcuts, some of them are very common and some are rarely used. In this series, I'll cover all of them. I've broken down the list of all the shortcuts and in each video we will cover 10 of them. Shortcuts we will be covering today are Control A, Control C, along with Control V, then Control F, Control G, Control up arrow, Control down, Control left, Control right, Control space, and Shift space. Let's move to the Excel to see how they works. So now here I have two kind of data. On the left side, you can see we have a table created for that data, and on the right side, we have a data range. So we'll try to see these so shortcuts, how they work with a table or a data range. So the first Excel shortcut that we are today looking into is Control A, which means select all. So depending upon where your active cell is, this behaves a little differently. So if you are, let's say, first outside any data in a blank cell, and if you use Control A, so you can see it will select whole of the worksheet, and irrespective of whether there is a data there or not. Apart from that, if we are within a table and then we use Control A, it will select whole of the table. You can see I just go down and show you the whole of the table is selected till we had the data. And when we use the same for data range, which is not changed into a table, then if we use Control A, then again it will select whole of the data range. So there are three ways of using it. If you are outside of any data, then it will select everything, whole of the worksheet. Otherwise, if you are inside a data set or inside a table, then it will select that particular table or that data set. So this is the select all. Second is Control C and Control V. Okay, so the Control C is for copying selected cell or range, and then Control V, it's not there in our list, but it goes with Control C. So Control C is used for copying the selected cells, and Control V is going to paste that. Let's see how that works. Okay, so let's say if we select um, these items from this table, and we just press Control C. So you can see that now this selected cells are marked for copying. And if we go outside this and select anywhere in the blank cell, and then we use Control V. So the data that was copied, which is stapler, notebook, stapler, school book, desk, and notebook. So all this data gets copied here. All the 6 cells got copied here where we use the Control V. Same way it will work for a data range also. So if we, let's say, select uh, these 3 salesmen from a data range, and then we use Control C. So this 3 salesmen names get selected for copying, and anywhere outside this in a blank cell, if I use Control V, so those 3 names get copied here, pasted here. So this way Control C and Control V works. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is Control F. Control F is used to open a find window. So what is open find window means that if you want to select or find any value within this uh, cell, within this worksheet, then you can use this. You must be familiar with the find window, but that can be used via Control F, and see this window gets open here. So here you can select any value that you want to search for. Let's say we want to search for a name called James, and we click on find next. Okay, right now it's already searching within the selected cells. So right now the cells selected are L22 to L24, and James is right there. So it has selected that. If we come out of it, let's say if we select somewhere else and then we search for it, then it will go and search for the name called James. So this way, you must be aware how this find and replace window works. If you want, let me know if I can create a new video on that. But as of now, from the actual shortcut point of view, this is how it works. You use Control F, and this will open this find and replace window for you, or dialog box. Let us close this, and now we move to the next part. The next is Control G. Control G is used to open a go-to window or a go-to dialog box. Let's use this Control G, and right now it shows me there are two tables. One is on the the table that you see right here, and there is another table, table 13, which is on the second sheet. So you can select that. If you select this, you can go directly to this sheet. This table. This table gets selected, or if you use Control G and click on table 13 and then click on OK, then it will move to the sheet 2 where this table 13 is there. Okay, so this is how this Control G works. Now next is Control Up arrow. So this Control Up arrow is used for navigating to the top row. What does that mean? That if we are anywhere within the data and if we use Control Up arrow on your keyboard, it will always go to the top row. Within the same column, it will go to the top row. So we can try at some other location also. Let's from there, right now we are in cell B24, and if we use Control Up, it will go to B1. So this is how Control F works. You just wherever you are, it will take you to the first row of that particular column. Okay, so we have 5 more shortcuts to cover, and if you're finding this video useful, then like the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to the channel so that you can get notified when the next video will be published. Now let's move to the next 5 shortcuts. The next one is Control Down, that is navigate to the last row. How that works? So again, as it was with Control Up, now this is a Control Down. So wherever you are in your data set, let's say you are here at the H11 and you use Control Down arrow, so it will take you to the last row within that column. So now right now you are at the row number 85. Okay, so we can try once more. Let's say we keep our cursor here at row number 59 and we use down arrow, Control Down, and it will take us to the last row, that is row number 85. Okay, let's now go back to the top row. It was Control Up, as we have already discussed. So we use Control Up and we reach the top of the our data set. So this is Control Down. So next is Control Left. So next shortcut we will be using is Control Left, which means that we are navigating to the first column. So let's say again, we keep our cursor somewhere inside the data, and let's say if we use Control Left arrow, we press Control Left, and we will go to the first column of our data set. And again, let me use it somewhere else. Let's say we are here at row number 23, column E, and if we use Control Left, we'll go to the column A. Okay, so the next shortcut we are looking for is Control Right, and then Control Right means that it will navigate to the last column in our data set. So if we are, let's say here we are in column C and we use control right, it will go to the last column where our data is there. That is column I. Again, we can use, let's say if we are here, we are in column D and we use control right. So again, it will take us to the last column, that is column I. So this is how these navigations work. So we have used all this navigation within our table. Let's say if we use it somewhere outside this table, how that works. So if we are, let's say here, and we use control up arrow shortcut. So anyway, it will take us to the row where the data is there above where right now we are. So we were, let's say, if in row number, if we are in the cell L15 and it is blank right now, and we use control up, so it will take us to the either the first row if there is no data within that table above this cell, or otherwise it will take to the last cell where we have got the data. We can use this in another column where there is no data. Let's say in column S we don't have any data, so we can just select any cell here and we use control up, so it will take us to the top row in that case because there is no data in between. Again, we can use for down also. In that case, if we use control down, so it will take us to the last cell, last row of this Excel sheet because there is no data below the cell that we were in earlier. We can again use control up and we'll go to the top row. And let's say if we have, let's say here, and if we use control down, so ideally should be going to the first row because that's where the data starts in our Excel sheet. So you can use it for control left and control right also. Let me know in the comments if you what you'll get if you use this in a blank cell, if you use control left and control right. Okay, so the next shortcut we will be using is control space. So how control space works, so if we are within a data set, let's say we are within this table and we use control space, so we'll press control and then we space, so it will select the whole of the column, but that column would be selected within our table only, not outside that table. So let's see, you can see that this is selected up till row number 85. So but if we, let's say, again go up and if we use this in this data set which is not a table and we use control space, then it will select whole of the column because right now we are not confined within a table. In a table it behaves a little differently, but when we are outside the table or a regular data set, then it will select whole of the column. You can even try it outside where there is no data at all in the whole column, and if you use control space, the whole of the this column gets selected. We can just go down and confirm it. So you can see it's going beyond that also. So we can use again control up to come at the top. Now the last shortcut that we will be looking into is shift space. Shift space is used to select a row. Earlier we used it for column, now for a row. So again, if we are within a table or within a table, then we use shift space. So it will select the whole of the row within that table. But if you are outside the table, then if you use shift space, it will select whole of the row. And the same it will behave when we are in a regular data set and not inside a table. So it will select whole of the row. So the idea of breaking down the list and covering 10 shortcuts in a video is that you can follow along till the next video is published. You can start using these in your practice, and by the next video you will be a pro. Let us know in the comments which new shortcuts you learned today and which ones you were already using. If you want to watch more videos on various functions and tools in Excel, then a playlist of those videos will be on your screen now. Enjoy them, and I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Goodbye.